Well, what does that terminology mean to you now? I mean, I'm sure you're still going through. I mean, you said you're kind of doing the mindfulness check-ins and stuff, doing the deep dives as you may, but what is it when you hear it'll get better and this is the process and this is the road to the better life that you can live. Like, what does all that mean to you?
Yeah, so to go back to root cause and that idea, to speak back to the origin of things and saying, hey, if we say that our primal instinct, one of our number ones is security or survival,
Yeah.
then, then what does that look like for me today? So root cause is what contributes to that survival and that safety. Okay, so now what do I depend on externally or internally to make me feel safe?
Yep.
What I have come to realize is not external. And that's what I've been looking for my whole life. I was trying to change my internal so and have the external in place, my plans, I'll go to college, I'll do this, I'm gonna be safe. Everybody's doing that 10% return when I diversify my portfolio. It's like bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
So then I said, holy cow, I've been looking for security outside of my eyeballs
This whole time. Yeah.
for 43 years. It's like this secret came out, which was your safety is within. Because it's your resolve about how, things that have happened. You have an intellectual and spiritual, probably an emotional understanding of where you are today and what attributed to that. What I have found is that when you go back and look at these events in your life, regardless of how you process them, the product of that is, and it's just been my experience, is that a lot of anger I had changed to empathy.
Wow.
And it was like a waterfall of like freedom that
Yeah.
I really engineered, because I was able to see the people or the things that contributed to my life that I thought were negative. They were just humans too, man. And they were they were pushing forward what happened to them or how they were. I mean, it's really that simple. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So when I look at my parents or I look at other people, I'm like, dude, maybe they gave me everything they could give me. And it switched. And I was like, I was asking for something they didn't have the capacity to give. And when you put those lenses on, it doesn't excuse them for the things, but it gives some understanding in my mind that enables us to have a little freedom, because anger serves no purpose for us. It doesn't. I know, even if it's justifiable, even if it's justifiable, that's what's insane. It eats us alive. So when I found and got some resolve on some of these root cause things of what I believed made me safe, a couple different things are secrets. Secrets within me don't make me feel safe, because then I feel vulnerable by getting caught or whatever this is and stuff. So that's just one ingredient to the smoothie within, which is, hey, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Here's the other thing about security and safety for me is that I live in fear. I've been afraid of things my whole life, just afraid. And by afraid, I mean, it's not necessarily like boo, like, it's like, hey, will I be financially secure down the road? Will I be a good father? Will I be all of those things? The funny thing about fear and things that we think could happen, what I would ask you is, the times you've been afraid of something happening, how many times did it actually happen?
Ooh,
It will blow you away because our brains like to grab outliers in life and make them representative. They're like, no, this did happen. Like, stop, get honest. Put all of it out there, and you'll find that it's less than a sliver of a percentage that ever even got close to the shit you were thinking could happen. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
It never happened. And that's the reality we were making for ourselves, that all this shit would happen. And we kept going. And it was the Rolodex that just kept cycling. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. What's next that's going to happen? Nothing ever fucking happened. It didn't happen. And so it's like, holy cow, we're living under this anxiety and fear, or I'll speak for myself, that never manifests. And that I had no control over.
I was just going to ask you about the uncontrollable and how you dealt with that, because
you have to level set with yourself on what you believe. No, Like
Yeah.
if you believe you can control it, then go switch it. And then if
Right.
you get the result, then badass for you.
Sure.
If you don't, live in fear and anxiety and just satisfied to be on Klonopin the rest of your life, or you can just say, oh shit, the reality is you're not saying that bad things are not going to happen, because you're going to be intellectually honest enough to see that that's not practical comment. But what I will say is, if I'm looking back retrospectively in the 3 years of research
Yeah.
of being anxious and paranoid about all the fears in my life, that never manifested. And that when I heard that and I just soaked on that, I was like, oh gosh, it's true. If I get really honest, it's true. None of it happened, almost none of it. And I was like, so I had to like kind of recalibrate kind of like my understanding. And so how, if you're living in fear, how do you live present too? You know,
Ah, that's so true.